Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's another edition of Truth That Transforms on Scum Media House. Again, I am your counselor, Mrs. Asanji Yvette, and today we're looking at something that is simple but heavy. Someone who hurts you and never understood how deep those wounds were can possibly hurt you again. Why do I say so? I will be back in a moment. Welcome back. Sometimes the person who hurts you sees just the surface of what they did. That's why they can say, I'm sorry, we can move on from this. But they have no clue, they have no idea that what they said or what they did or how they acted planted something deep inside of you. It could be disappointment, it could be fears, or even emotional disconnection. When people don't truly understand the weight of their actions, they think the wound is light. And because of that, they walk over it again without realizing it's still bleeding. Some wounds are invisible. They hide behind your silence, your distance, and your sudden change in tone. And if that person doesn't pause long enough to understand your silence, they will keep repeating the same behavior. Understanding brings the real change, the genuine change. You can't change what you don't understand. That's why emotional maturity in relationships isn't just about saying, I'm sorry. It's about listening to the pain behind the reactions. If you ever say to your partner, it's not what you did, it's how you made me feel, then you are asking for understanding, not just an apology. Sometimes people are just quick to ask for forgiveness. They are not willing, they are not ready to understand what you went through. They think saying I'm sorry automatically heals the wounds. And when they say I'm sorry, let's move on from it, they think that's just it, that's all. But when your partner minimizes what you are trying to say, life often allows them to repeat it. You don't have to build walls, but you do have to set boundaries. If someone repeatedly hurts you because they never understood the first pain, it's okay to step back, not to punish them, but to protect your peace. Healing doesn't require someone's full understanding, especially if they choose not to understand the pain they put you through. But it does require your full awareness. Be honest with yourself about what still hurts, what triggers you, and what you can no longer tolerate. Some people only learn by losing access to the version of you that they kept wounding. So, today, take a moment to reflect. Is there someone who keeps repeating or reopening the same wounds because they never choose to understand? If that be the case, you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard and valued, not just forgiven and forgotten. Remember, healing begins when you stop expecting understanding from those who choose not to see your pain. Will you keep expecting someone to understand you before you let the pains go? What if they never choose to? Because there are times when someone chooses not to understand you, not because you're not explaining yourself better enough, but because they just don't want to understand you. They make it that difficult. And no matter how you try to explain again over and over, it changes nothing. They have chosen not to understand the pains. They have chosen not to understand how deep those wounds were. You don't have to keep expecting someone to understand you before you let those pains go. For your own mental sake, you may want to choose peace over carrying unnecessary burdens. Let the pains go, even if they don't understand you. That's why sometimes going in for counseling helps. When you express your pains to a counselor, even without giving you a solution, The fact that the counselor understands every aspect of it, how deep or how fresh the wounds are, that alone helps to relieve you. Again, we are human beings and everyone craves to be understood. We all want to be understood in one thing or the other. Sometimes it's not solutions that we seek for. We just want someone to understand us. Just understand how I felt or how you felt. It's enough. It's relieving. Thank you for tuning in to Scum Media House. I hope this helped you. If you haven't subscribed, please kindly do before leaving so you don't miss out on any of our videos. And why not share this to someone who really needs to hear it? Be a blessing equally to someone. Thank you. Until next episode of Truth That Transforms, we keep building healthy relationships and marriages across the globe. See you again in the next edition.